inside this nexus and banned the soul arts. Finally, we became monumentals, half-living sentinels of the fabric of reality. Alas, the other monumentals have perished, and only I remain. Now it is your turn. You must lull the old one back to its slumber, and seal it away for all eternity. If not, the deep fog will absorb all that we know. Have you the strength to accept this mission?
Well, to be fair, we don't have much choice, so...
Yes, we are fortunate indeed to have you. Now, go forth and destroy every last demon. The old one, without demons to feed its souls, will a new servant seek and lure you to its bosom.
Its Christmas tree-filled bosom. So yeah, that cutscene back there showed us what I believe was an outside view of the Nexus. It looks like a sort of a big floating tower. Sort of interesting. You don't really get to see the exterior of the Nexus much. But yeah. So if we continue up here even further, this part of the Nexus is, it's kind of interesting. It's much more focused on the multiplayer aspect of the game. It's the Pantheon, and what the Pantheon is it's sort of a thing that tracks a bunch of different things. Uniter of the World, local, so people who've recently beat the game, most phantom saves, so most people who have had successful trips with multiplayer and saved people. You can see these guys have ridiculous amounts of souls. I don't know if they exploited certain things in the game in order to get that far, or if they just played for that long. This guy played for 352 hours, so it's quite a lot. I think I've played for, I don't know, not even 100 hours yet, but on my main file I've played, you know, a little bit less than this guy. This guy definitely used exploits to get that many souls, you can see, since he has them completely maxed out. But yeah, you can also see that he's dual-wielding the Dragon Bone Smashers, which are near the heaviest weapons in the game that you can wield, and dual-wielding them is just sort of adding insult to injury by saying, hey, see this giant-ass sword? I wield 2 of them. Yeah. I actually have a friend who wields that, and he casts Firestorm like nobody's business. Oh god, memories. Still though, my main character, for some reason, was very resistant to Firestorms. It only took off like 1/3 of his health, so any Black Phantoms who tried doing that on me usually got their butt kicked. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but... Alright, I don't think there's anything past this way. The only reason I came up here really was for that Stone of Ephemeral Eyes. What those do is that if you're in soul form and you need a quick way to get back to body form, although I don't see why you would, you can use one of those and they instantly give you your body form back. It can be used in some cases if you want to change your character, or not your character tendency, your world tendency to black, but otherwise really not much use for that. Anyways, running on down here. So we've already seen the Monumental. We don't really have to come back up there at any time soon. Honestly, we almost never come up here. But yeah, it's about as high as we can go. This nice big statue. Pretty crazy. And then we also have 2 perilous platforming bits here that we can use to get some extra stuff. I'm only going to go down to 1 right now because there's only so much insanity I can take with this game, and this is sort of the peak of insanity, trying to do this. So this one, I believe, is the easier of the 2, or at least the less risky. See, we can get down on this platform, take a renowned soldier's soul, and just drop right on down. The other one does yield a better reward, but it's a little bit tougher to get down there without dying, so I'm not going to try that one quite yet. Anyways, moving along, we have some new people in the Nexus. Sorry, we've spent pretty much the entire episode in here. There are just some new things that I would like to show off before we continue on. So this guy is a mage.
What do you want, brute? I have no use for miscreants like yourself. Away with you.
And he pretty much just tosses us away like nothing. The reason for that is because if you take a look at our stats, we don't have quite enough magic for him to notice anything about us worth seeing. I think if we upgrade it to 10, our magic to 10, then he'll actually take the time to let us learn magic spells, that kind of thing, but until that point, he's not going to let us learn anything. And, so basically, the mages and the sort of faithful, God-devoted sages, or not sages, but saints, those kinds of guys, they have two split parts of the Nexus. This is the mage area where, you know, the witches and the sages will gather. And really there's only like 3 or 4 characters that go there. And then along this way, you have, you know, the god-worshipping guys who practice miracles. So spells and miracles, I think I explained earlier. Basically, miracles are what the religious people use, and spells are what the mage people use, and they don't like each other.
I have sinned. I swore allegiance to Saint Urbain, but was of no use to him. And now I have run away and abandoned his honorableness.
Saint Urbain is sort of like the leader of these guys, at least in the context of this game. He's the strongest faith man around, and he teaches us all of the higher tier miracles.
A warrior from afar, are you? May you enjoy victory in battle. Umbasa.
This guy is the guy who would teach you miracles, whereas that other guy is the one who would teach you spells until you rescue Saint Urbain and Sage Frake. Those are the two high-tier spell users and miracle users, so...
Oh my. How has this happened? Has God abandoned us for failing to show proper respect to King Alant? Oh, Umbasa.
And Umbasa is kind of this phrase that these guys use, just kind of fill in their sentences, you know. I guess it's like, oh my god, something like that. So, I guess that's more or less how you take it.
Oh, good day to you. I can forge weapons for you, for a fair price.
Alright, so what I suggest you do after each level is you repair all your items, because if your weapons break, or if your armor breaks, they become useless. They become dead weight, pretty much. Yeah, especially with your weapons, you'll do like 2 damage, so really it's just... Best idea is to keep everything repaired between levels. Every single time you go out on excursion, make sure you repair your items on your way back. So.
Be thankful that I'm...
Alright, I don't think he has anything good
no
to say.
Interest, eh? I can tell you're not gonna last long here.
Shut up. Alright, let's put our items away, and then we'll stop this video off.
That hairpin, that belongs to my daughter.
Alright.
Then she didn't make it after all. My dearest little baby. May she rest in peace. May I ask you a favor? Would you mind giving up that hairpin? I'd like to have it in memory of my daughter.
So that jade hairpin we got was actually his daughter's hairpin, so completing his little backstory, we give it back to him, and...
You're a saint.
It's just a nice thing to do.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, I mustn't forget. It's not much, but please accept this as thanks. I'm a bit ashamed to say, but I found it one day, discarded on the main road. But it seems to possess a strange power. Anyway, I feel that you should have it. It will be happier in your hands.
And for our good deeds, we get the Ring of Herculean Strength. Let me just check what this does, because there's another ring just like this, but... Alright, this one, it raises our maximum item burden. What that means is that we can carry about maybe 50 pounds more than we could without the ring. There's also the Ring of Great Strength, which just, it allows us to carry more stuff on us at one time. Like, you have your item burden and then your equip burden. You can see right in the middle there, equip burden, item burden. If you have your equip burden above 50% of what it is, so we have 40, if we were holding more than 20 pounds worth of weight just on us, say in armor or in weapons, then we would have a slow roll, and if we went above 40, then we wouldn't even be able to run. We just sort of slosh around really slowly because we were carrying so much stuff. That's only if you're carrying really heavy stuff. And then your item burn is just what you can carry in general, just in your inventory. It's a bit of a weird aspect, but it does help balance things out if you're fighting against somebody who's a heavy armor and a heavy weapon user. They're going to be a lot slower than you, so you can use that to your advantage if you like to dress lightly and take around, you know, lighter weapons, that kind of stuff. Anyways, enough explaining this stuff. I'm gonna put my stuff away. I'll just off-screen that because you guys don't need to see that. Next time, we'll level up with the Maiden in Black, and we will begin our next level, whichever one we choose to do next. I may do World 1-2 or World 2-1. We'll see what happens. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all later.